Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So this is me making my daughter's birthday cake. If you do watch my videos, you'll know that I like to make my children's birthday cakes, and this is my daughter Flossie's cake. I recently made a Huggy Wuggy cake for my son Horatio, and my daughter's birthday is 2 days later, so I find that her cake is always never as exciting or have as much on it as his, because I put all my time into his and then I've got a day to make hers, so there's just not much time. But yeah, I made her an Olaf cake. It was quite simple, but she absolutely loved it, which is just the best thing, isn't it? As soon as she saw it, she loved it, and just every time she saw it, she just kept asking for Olaf. It was really sweet. So I followed a video on YouTube. I copied it, which I will link below for you to copy, because I found it very, very useful if you want to make Olaf. It's probably way better than my video. Mine's just sort of like not to actually show people how to make the cake, but I just know that most of you find it interesting to see. That's why I share it, because I'm definitely not a baker, so watching a baker's video will be 10 times better than mine. So this is where he's sort of standing to the side. So I made his little feet and then body, and you have to make 2 sections for his body, and the top needs to be a little bit smaller. So he's leaning to the side, so I popped not a cocktail stick but one that's a bit thicker. I'm not sure what it would be called, maybe a skewer, through his body into his leg, and then pop something underneath his foot to hold it up, because before it sets you want to make sure that it holds. And then I got into making his face, which was very difficult, so you'll sort of see how I'm doing it, but it's really tricky. I made it twice actually. The first time I made it, wasn't very happy with it, so I made it again. Once his head gets on, he looks right, but before then you just think it's just not going to work out. But the head takes a lot of time, and you really need to like pay attention, and yeah, just put a lot of thought and time into it. It's not just like a quickly rolling out face. It's got a lot of details and things that you need to do to it to get it to look like Olaf's face. So once you've got his face as you like it, you need to cut out a little bit of black sugar paste to pop in his mouth recess, which doesn't need to be correct exact size, because as you push it around to make it fit, it will like squish all around and it will fit properly. And then you need to pop two you need like these pens that I've got, and then you need to push down 2 sockets for his eyes, which is very close to the top of his would say nose. It's not his nose, is it? It's sort of like his mouth. And then get some black sugar paste, some white sugar paste, and fill them into his eyes. One tip I would say is make sure you definitely have a very thin paintbrush, very thin, and some like black, not paint, but like, I don't know if food colouring is right really. I used food colouring because that's all I had. I didn't really think details when I was like ordering the ingredients, and there's some things I should have really bought. But yeah, you want to paint his eyebrows on and the black on his eyes, and you need to do it so carefully because once you've done it you can't go back. And then you need like the tiniest bit of orange sugar paste, so it's a bit of a waste of orange sugar paste. Then you need to make his little carrot nose, which is quite easy. I made his tooth with some white sugar paste. That's very easy to make and just sit on. If you use edible glue, which I use to stick all my items on, be very careful, because if you get it into other colours it can run. If you get it like into the black, it can run into the white. So just be very careful when you're working with that. And then I needed to make his arms, and I found that very difficult. So one other thing I didn't do is get some like wire. If you get some wire, which I didn't do, I didn't really think about it, then you can put some brown sugar paste around the wire to make his hands, and they will hold up. But I made it out of sugar paste completely, so I waited overnight for them to dry. I cut the fingers out and waited overnight for it to dry. It just meant that the arms were really hard to stick on. When I came down in the morning, his arm had fallen. I had to like make another hole to stick it in, but I made a big hole in the side of his body. Well, not big, but bigger than the arm. I had to hold it into the hole, so it did fit in there well, but you definitely would need some wire if you really want to do it easily. I also find if you've got another item on your cake you can lean things on, then that always really helps. So I leant one of his arms on the number 2, which was very handy and helped it just to stay up. With his hair, I also cut that and left it overnight to go hard, and I made some holes in his head and stuck it into the holes in his head, which just helps it hold up again. Again, wire would probably be a lot easier if you've got some wire, and wrap the sugar paste around the wire. Okay, so I made the cake. I made Madeira sponges, and I timed the recipe by 4. It is a 4-layer cake, and I put Swiss meringue buttercream in the middle, and Horatio's one I did strawberry, but this one I did raspberry jam just for a change. And then I also made another batch of Swiss meringue buttercream, and I put some lilac food colouring in that. So I'm going to spread it all over the cake, and for some reason my buttercream just kept going hard, and you can fix that, which I would have loved to have known earlier. I did fix it, but I had to Google how to fix it. If you get part of your buttercream and melt it in the microwave, whip it all up with your buttercream that's gone hard, it makes it all smooth again. But I was just finding it difficult. I was stressed out. Lilac was just screaming all day, and I said to Curtis, please just come and smooth this buttercream, which he did the best he could, because it just kept going hard really quickly, and he did a very good job at it. But yeah, it was just a very simple cake. Simple because I just didn't have much time, but she loved it. yeah, so he smoothed out all my buttercream for me, and then I just decorated it. So I cut her name out of some baby pink food colouring. I think Frozen's usually quite blue, isn't it? But Flossie's very pink. She's like so girly, and anything girly and pink in the shop, she points it out. So it just had to be girly colours. And then pop that on the front of the cake. So I went for pink and I cut her name out, and I had some little meringues I bought from Sainsbury's, which were little pink meringues. I stuck them around the edge, and I already had some glitter from her birthday cake last year, which is edible glitter. So I sprinkled that all over, popped Olaf on the top, and yeah, that is as simple as it was. So although the bottom is very smooth, sometimes it's not always so smooth. So I like to pipe some buttercream around the edge of the cake. I think it just gives it a nice finish and sort of finishes the look. So I piped some buttercream round, which also sprinkled some glitter over. That is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you did find it interesting, and if you do like my videos, then please do subscribe and just leave me a message. I'd love to chat with you all. It's really nice to sit and message you all and speak to you. I do think daily about like our conversations and things like that, and it just really makes me happy. And hopefully I will hear from you on my next video and this video, and I hope you have a lovely week, rest of the week, day, and yeah, I will speak to you soon.